I Am Milk is an augmented reality game owned by Darkfield Events Ltd, and it uses a Livestream chat room format to progress a story. This story, however, can only be progressed by inputting the right phrases into the chat box at specific times. We watched the livestream through a total of 3 cameras to choose from, watching individuals in masks and tracksuits doing some type of ritual or exercise with each other. But remember, this must involve you. Your choices will influence the behavior of the 3 masked men. There is even a moment in which the player must use their real phone number to receive a call from one of the individuals. This ARG is filled with disturbing imagery and puzzles, and I must say, in the end, we are left with a whole lot more questions than answers. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and please join me in investigating the ARG known as I Am Milk. First, we start off with a retro login screen requiring a username and email account to play. If we log in, we are greeted with a live stream that has a timer that's counting down in the top left corner. 3 men are standing over a large play model of what can only be assumed as hills. On top of this are miniature figurines of people. There is one who seems to be directing the others on how they want things to look and can easily get agitated, as we will see later in the video. As well as seeing this all for the first time, we are greeted with a chat box to which a large number of people are also trying to understand and play the ARG. Although this chat is not real and obviously scripted, it will serve as a tool as to what answers we should input at certain moments. On top of the chat box, it is stated that any correct responses are hidden by asterisks. So anytime we see chats with asterisks, we can find an answer. But we must be careful as we are only given 13 chances in the form of tokens to get the right answer. A system message will appear to communicate with the user when they input correct answers. The system message greets us when we first join the stream and tells us cryptic messages such as, "Welcome to a world that describes a world that has been conceived but not yet brought into being. A world with you in it. A world without you that has been conceived with you in it. Help them find you. Follow the clues." The first major interactive event in this ARG is when one of the men wearing a mask takes a corded telephone and places it near a camera. At this moment, the player must input their phone number and will get a call on their real telephone. Side note, in order to get this call, you must have a verified phone number with a service called Twilio. After verifying my number, I was still unable to get the call. So for now, this is lost until someone can provide their recorded call. But nonetheless, even when inputting a number that isn't verified, during this phone call, the system states, O is tongue-tied. O is asking for help. O is looking for you. O needs your help. This is when the user can input feed baby. O grabs a hammer and begins smashing the phone. During this, the system states that O is asking for our forgiveness. The group huddles back to their computer. The system states W is responsive, W is waiting for the word. A baby begins crying off screen. W gets up and begins walking towards the crying baby off screen. The men comfort and rock the baby in their arms, and the baby begins to calm down. Each man takes turns holding the baby, but they're reluctant in sharing it. After each person has held the baby, they bring out board games. A game of Operation, Boggle, and Simon Says. The system states, the generals are easily distracted. The generals are always interested in the next thing. The generals always want you to make the right choice. In the chat, there are a number of players saying B star 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 star, which could be interpreted as Boggle, one of the games that the men have out. One of the men go back to the computer to await seeing your answer. By typing Boggle into the chat, the men begin playing it. A slow zoom begins to set on the Boggle piece. Although it's disorganized, the word people can be made out. By clicking on the people option below us, we see a new angle on the men. This time, it's us watching through a peephole from another angle in the room. One of the men begin drawing something on the wall. They write, North Block or South Block. By clicking back out of the peephole, we see the men frantically moving figurines around and splashing paint everywhere, making a messy mosaic of people and paint. All the while, out-of-tune bagpipes are playing in the background. The baby begins crying this time, on screen, but there are now 2 babies, and they feed them. The men bring out a tape recorder and the system states he needs to find the cassette. Think about the clock. The player must input this into the chat box. F. By stating this, the man can find the tape in his pocket. They insert it into the machine, and everything begins to speed up. By inputting 453, the extension printed on the phone at the beginning, it will call them. By clicking back onto the people, we see a very blurry message that says, click here, to which when you do, the men notice you and begin walking towards the peephole. They begin to get closer and the screen fades to black. A sigil-like drawing appears on the screen and the URL states that this is in fact the end of the game. First and foremost, I'd like to give a special thanks to Grab the Gray Frog on Reddit who made all of this possible by giving a guide to all these events. So what does any of this even mean? Is this some kind of art piece? It's hard to attach meaning to anything here when it's also obscure. I'm curious what you guys think about the I Am Milk ARG. Also, I encourage you to head to the website yourself to find things that I didn't, so tell me your thoughts in the comment section and also recommend me ARGs that you found. Here at TTLL, we love the cryptic, strange, and mysterious, and we'll take anything we can find, so thank you for watching.